Forwards, Taylor Booth, Daryl Dike, Ricardo Pepi, Christian Pulisic, Giovanni, Tim Weah, and Alex Zendejas. Mr. Dubois.
Chalk. This is the best. This is the best. I think it's the best guys you could have pulled up for this. I mean, there is a question of Josh Sargent not being ready to come back yet. Come back from injury.
Just came back from injury.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you could say Brandon Vasquez might be a striker easier, but once again, the MLS guys aren't getting pulled up. So
the only center forward here that's not here that's in good form that you could make an argument is a guy who's at the World Cup and we've seen, and that's Haji Wright.
I think he just came back from injury one game, and he scored in that game, but he just came back from injury.
Yeah, he's coming back from injury too. You're right. That's fair. He's still maybe working on his fitness a little bit. Taylor Booth is the hot new thing.
That's the one. But here's what worries me, and Taylor Booth has looked amazing for Utrecht this season, and a lot of big names are being talked about where he might end up, even within the Netherlands. Even the Ajax and other teams are being mentioned. So my worry is that where I think
is an admirer. Come on, Ten Hag's an admirer. Let's go.
My issue is I feel that where he looks best when I watch him is chalk on the sidelines. And I think in a wide 4-4-2 position, he looks most comfortable, and I don't see the U.S. playing him into those spaces. So the question, and I saw some people even asking, why is he listed as a forward, not a midfielder? I saw people saying that. I think he's a hybrid. He's a little bit in between. He's kind of an old school player in that way. I think he can play at the front of a three, but I think he's even better if he's wide. And if he's wide, that's going to take up the space you want Sergiño Dest operating in. So it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized.
Well, Sergiño Dest likes to drift inside. It's kind of one of the things he does. I mean, I'm not saying you might have some concerns with how they share space and how that all works out. We've seen Tim Weah play on the right side and play not as a chalk on his boots kind of winger, but he will play wide. He gives you width. He gets to the end line. If Taylor Booth can approximate Tim Weah when he steps in, if Weah's not there, hey, give me Taylor Booth. Let's go.
What I love though, it is a ball handler. I mean, he is a slasher. Like he's an old school NBA slasher. This guy wants the ball at his feet.
I'm going to give you a cumulative one, and I don't think you were actually trying. But we got a threesome in there. We got a ball handler in there. I just feel like there's a Dubois. There's a J. Rodius.
My reputation has preceded me.
I just have to bring these together. Okay, so Taylor Booth is the one who jumps out for a lot lot of people. Daryl Dike. I mean, I'm just happy for him, right? I'm just happy for the guy.
Scored again today on a one-time volley. Almost scored on a fantastic two-touch 360 move to a volley midweek or on the weekend. So he's in nice form right now for West Brom. So bring him in. Great to see that guy. And Ricardo Pepi has earned it. Ricardo Pepi has earned it 100%.
Yeah, I hope that when this season ends, that Augsburg figures out some place for him to go permanently that's going to be a good fit for him. And maybe that's the Netherlands.
What is the best 11 here?
Hold on. Let me look at this guy. I do have a comment about Pulisic because Hudson mentioned that they're going to talk to Chelsea's training staff and try to figure out what the minutes situation might be for Pulisic because he's coming back from injury, right? He's not 100% fit. We've already had somebody say, because we're a cynical bunch of bastards, that Pulisic's probably going to get hurt in this window and then miss the rest of the year for Chelsea. I hope that doesn't happen, obviously, but I could see Pulisic being a super sub in both these games. I could see him getting limited minutes and not starting either one of these matches. I don't think that's going to happen. I think
there's a conversation too. Is he the best option there right now with getting just coming back from Chelsea? He may not be the best option right now.
Well, okay, let's do that. Let's do a quick best 11, starting 11. Again, we have to work from the 4-3-3. I know you're.
Let's work from a 4-3-3. I'll name my starter and you ding if you match.
Okay, that's cool. I like the ding. Let's go.
All right, starting in the goalkeeper, Matt Turner. Okay. Better ding.
Okay. Matty Turner, as they say.
Left back, I believe we're going to see obviously Andy Robinson. That's chalk. That's the best left back we have anywhere in the pool. Starting center backs, Tim Ream, and I'm going to go. If
you don't want to go with the left,
I'm going to go with Miles Robinson
and Mark. Okay, I'll stick with that. I mean, those are the two best players, I think. But,
I think obviously McKenzie's in better form, but I think Miles Robinson was a locked-in starter at one point. You know, we got to see if he can be back at that level.
think Miles Robinson is a better player than Mark McKenzie overall, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to start him. But we'll see.
And then I'm big Oh man, I kind of Serginho Dest. Once again, this is what the conversation. Who's the maybe the more attractive player versus who's in form?
Don't do Serge like
I'll
that.
say Serginho Dest. I'll say
Don't
Serginho
do
Dest.
Serge like that. He's the best player.
But I think
at
there
that
is a
position by
conversation
mile.
about once again who's in better form. And
No,
that's Joe Scally.
that's well.
But he
that's-
doesn't give you the same thing. He does not
playing
give you the
more.
same thing.
playing okay. I'm not saying.
But I'll
that
say
Scally's
Serginho
having
Dest.
Bad days. Okay. All right,
midfield.
Let's move it. Yes.
Midfield for me, I'm going to go, and this might be against what some other people will do, but the first one, obviously, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa. And here's where the
Okay.
question mark comes.
Yeah.
Is it Brendan Arison? Is it Luca De La Torre? For me, I'm going Luca De La Torre.
All right. So you're putting Luca in there and then shifting Weston to the or which one? Eunice,
I think-
Weston. Who's playing the six?
In these, okay, are we talking about these games or in the best 11? Because in these games, it doesn't really matter.
Make your starting 11 from this group, and then tell me what are they going to spin around? Like
I
they're gonna
would
just
put-
swap
I would
positions
put-
for 90 minutes.
I would put Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, more of a double pivot with Luca De La Torre in front of him.
Okay, hold on. You said Weston McKennie. Do that one more time. Sorry.
Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, and more of a double pivot, and with Luca De La
Luka
Torre
ahead of
above
them?
him. Yeah, as a distributor. Yeah,
All right.
I think he
I'll
can
see
unlock
that.
the offense with passing.
I'll see that. I'll see that.
And Yunus Musa
I'm
or
not
Weston
sure-
McKennie can always carry the ball out of that pivot if they ever have the opportunity.
Just trying to think of where that space is for Luca to work in, and how Weston, as the seesaw is going to work. Because
Well, you got to remember, we brought two true number 9s this time around. There will be more room ahead of that midfield because
Should
you're going to
be.
have a guy pushing on the back line.
Guy pushing the back line. Yeah, okay. And then go to your front line for me.
My front line for me, on the right, I'm going to go with Tim Weah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Ricardo Pepi is probably the better option right now out of this. It's,
Why? Why is that? Why is that?
He's just been scoring for the whole season. He's been scoring for the whole
This is
season.
this is just
Daryl
based on
Dike is
form,
just
not-
getting back.
not-
He doesn't
not
even start
toolkit.
all the games consistently for West Brom. They're not necessarily sold in him as a starter.
Okay.
He
I
splits
just like
time.
his physicality. I'm going to say DK.
Oh, I
I'd rather
agree.
start DK.
Okay. And then on the left, I'm going to go Gio Reyna right now. I think.
Okay.
What?
I'm confused by what you're doing. You're picking your preferred 11, or you're picking.
But I think the
what-
best 11 is right now for who's in form and like what's going on. I don't know that Christian Pulisic is the best player right now. I haven't seen him play since January. He played like 20 minutes as a sub.
Yeah, I understand that. I know, and Gio's got significantly more minutes, even if they've been spotty
And he's
for the last
performed
month.
in the minutes that he's had.
Has he though? He got a start off of those 3 goals. He got a start. He wasn't real good against Leverkusen. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not saying Gio's not worth starting. Of course, he's talented.
And I'm not saying
good.
Pulisic's not worth it, not potentially the better player here.
Let's call that a flip of the coin then. All right. And I don't know that Gio has a side necessarily.
If I'm gonna do
but
anything, I'll give you Pulisic. I'll give you Pulisic
Yeah.
there, and we're gonna say screw Anthony Hudson's list, and we're gonna pull Luca De La Torre and put Gio Reyna in that spot in the midfield.
Okay.
Giovanni
I
Reyna
can see
there.
that.
I
can
think
see
I
that.
was going
Now,
with what Anthony Hudson had out there. I think that's a worthwhile change. So you have a Musa, Musa,
do that.
McKennie, and Reyna midfield.
You do that, you have to be disciplined with the ball. Right? I'm not saying that there's a ton of danger from Grenada. I don't know enough, but El Salvador will kill you on a counter if you give the ball up.
Well, I
with
mean,
the-
we're gonna put Johnny Cardoso in there. Where are you gonna get defense in the midfield?
What I'm saying is that if you put Gio in the midfield, it's a very attack-minded lineup without anybody I feel comfortable sort of controlling the ball in tight
I think you're not
spaces.
giving Wes McKennie, Yunus Musa enough credit for being in the lanes, in the passing lanes, and,
Okay,
and disruption.
Fair enough. I mean, again, they do cover ground. They do get in those positions. Just thinking, Giovanni Reyna in that spot's not going to give you a ton of defensive help. Just not going to give you a ton of.
So
defensive
I'll
help.
give you Christian Pulisic at the front to left position, and we'll put Gio Reyna instead of Luca De La Torre in that midfield.
I mean, I can go with the Gio on the left thing. Have we seen Gio on the left for the U.S.? I'm not saying it matters too much.
I don't think he can play anywhere up
He's
there.
going to play. He's going to play. Outside in no matter what.
He's one of
And
those
you've got
guys.
Robinson coming up that side. So
I'm not worried about him playing anywhere in the front 6.
yeah. No, look, this shouldn't
Even as
be
striker,
that
as a
complicated.
9, as a false 9, he could do that too if he needed to.
Yeah,
He's
I
6
know.
foot. He can get on the end of balls too. 6'2" or something like that.
Okay, man, you're just killing me. You're killing me. Okay. All right, so that's the situation with the U.S. men's national team. Again, everybody reporting after the weekend. We'll see if Gio answers questions in Orlando and how Anthony Hudson handles all this and who plays. And it's a weird thing to get excited about. It really just it is because, as you said, it's the Nations League. What is that? Oh, we've had that moment in Denver with Ethan Horvath off the bench and Kellen Acosta talking trash and all of that stuff.
Hey, give it up for the Reynos. At least they got us interested in a meaningless competition in March.
There is that.
They're right. They have done a lot for U.S. soccer.